I get the sense, Craig, much like TPC where you won, you're going to have to flirt with the danger here to be successful. You can't just avoid it.
Yeah, you said that yesterday in an email was sent to us. The more aggressive you are off the lines, off the tee, bring the danger into place, but then give you better options to attack some of these hole locations. You really had to go down the right-hand side. The game's all about angles, and I think you get out of position, you get left, and with some of the severe nature of these greens, the fall-offs, you really have to be coming in from the correct angle to utilize all the space you need to get to some of these hole locations. And that means, to your point, John, challenging the trouble off the tee.
And if you could hit that power cut a la Jack Nicklaus, that will hold you in good stead on a lot of Jack's designs. And it looks like that's the case here from what we've seen so far today in the first few hours anyway.
I just think what Jack Nicklaus has done, and his philosophy changed. This golf course was built in 2006. It used to be, and this is one of the only facilities where it was sort of rare. This is not a residential development, but he always gave so much space off the tee, as we watched Justin Thomas's tee shot here at the first, and then he started to pinch things in. Here, I think it was more challenging off the tee, although room, because these greens, as I mentioned earlier in the show, similar to what he was working with Tom Doak at Sabonic up in New York, and he took some of the styles and the severer nature of these greens and put them in play down here in South Florida.
So as Justin Thomas looks to get things turned around on the second nine here today, Rory looks to keep it going. Shot 33 over on the other side of the golf course.
And as Rory has done consistently throughout this first round, a lot of 3-woods off the tee. I'm not sure you could call that conservative. He's just swinging aggressively to wider targets. You take driver, he's really going to have to fit them into some spaces that get pretty claustrophobic.
Koepka looking to get this one sorted out here, John. Just trying to chop this one up, it appears, from outside 40 feet.
Well, this is typical of this golf course. There's several greens on every green, and this one's cut into 3 pieces like a clover, and he's going from the right clover to the left clover, and there's a hump in between. So this is a very difficult putt, up and over the ridge, then downhill to the hole. Should start moving right as it descends. This should pick up some pace now.
A 2-clover putt that was in need of a little luck there.
Well, it reminds me, and I was corrected quite quickly when I once said, sitting alongside Billy Kratzer, there are 5 quadrants in this green. In actual fact, the quadrant is 4, right? But that was really well described by John McGinnis. So many different segments, different greens inside the green, and different clovers. I love it.
Not like Billy to snap back at you.
No, he turned. I actually think he got whiplash. He turned around so quickly.
That's what DJ will have left for bogey there at 18. Need a little mojo in this group here, John.
Isn't it amazing, though, watching this group right here, and watching Dustin, who has not hit it particularly well today. He's missed 3 or 4 fairways left. I'm sorry, 4 or 5 fairways left. Depending on what you call 16, which was in the left rough, but was straight over the water. That Dustin and his mannerisms, and never once has anybody ever accused him in the media of losing interest. Whereas BrooksKoepka, by contrast, has, because the results haven't always been there, been the guy that, and he's stalking around. I mean, he is pacing around. Brooks is. He can't wait to hit the next shot. It's just an interesting dynamic, and we know that these guys all care about every shot, every day of every tournament.
Yeah, they are so.
So some guys just get a bad rap.
Yep. I think you play to your personality too, where Berger has, as Berger watched this putt coming down the hill, Koepka has that sort of athlete's sort of vigor to him. Not that he's any more or any less competitive than DJ, but DJ just saunters around and really just has this carefree sort of peacefulness to him. Both are exceptional ways to play.
I get the sense that Koepka's just really bad at staying still. I bet there's guys who have cut his hair who he doesn't go back to because they take too long and he just doesn't want to sit still that long.
I also think there's Berger cleans up. I think with Koepka, he was in a rut and he was in some dark places until he won Phoenix, and to get that monkey off your back and to sort of taste that again, he wanted to get back out as quick as he can. He never played a lot on the West Coast anyway, so he was really looking forward to staying in Florida and playing 4 or 5 weeks in a row here and just getting after it and see if he could win multiple times, because that's what it's all about for Brooks Koepka, winning or nothing else.
And I think DJ certainly has that mentality now, and he's figured out how to do it. They both have, obviously, but there's an art to winning that, unfortunately, those who have figured it out don't share with the rest of us.
That's right. +20 victories on the PGA Tour for this man already, and really right in the throes of his competitive prime, I guess you would call it, Craig, for a player in his mid-30s on the PGA Tour.
So where do we put him? Norman and Hale Owen had 20 wins. Lanny Watkins, Davis Love, 21. Floyd had 22. Johnny Miller, 25. So he's getting in some rarefied air right now. 24 wins and the 2 major championships.
Those are all-timers.
Yep,
there.
absolutely, they're all-timers.
He's not done yet, this guy right here. Not by a long shot.
But what are we thinking? 35 plus?
Homa on the way over at the first. A bit of a bumpy start for Max, but he made the turn in level par. It's par for Koepka here at 18, so that's 35 for Brooks. Head over to the first at -1. We will go there now where McIlroy split the fairway.
170 yards, that whole location on 22, about 10 paces over the bunker, so plenty of room there. Launch it way up in there, but pulled. Sometimes when you're trying to hit an iron way up in there, you have a tendency to hang back, the face flips over.
But off the slope, I think you gotta land
quickly than you
4 or
want.
5 short. Yeah, for sure. 47 shots.
158's the actual yardage. You heard Dustin Thomas mention a 147 shot, so really a precise number he's got in his head here.
Probably another wedge. Be disappointed this to be outside 10, 12 feet. You can really take it on.
Get that slope.
Okay, that one clings to the green. Looking for a little nudge off the slope, but Justin Thomas will take a green in regulation. Looking for a positive turnaround here as they all chase the Gene Sarazen Cup.